Welcome everyone to Crypto Tips, our live stream. My name is Toby.
And I'm Heidi.
And I'm going to get into stuff really quick while people are kind of chiming in. Some really interesting stuff. So the unsecured creditors. I'm going to go over the first largest unsecured creditor and the fourth largest. The fourth largest is going to surprise you big time. And I'm going to tell you how much it is. Ankura Trust Company is number one, and their unsecured claim is $729 million. Yikes. Now, the fourth one is going to really surprise you. Securities and Exchange Commission, Hain Kim. Yes, the SEC, $30 million. So they're not going to get their $30 million back. It's looking like. So yeah, bad news for the SEC. Definitely worse news for Ankura, whatever. But if they had just listened to our CT Club, they would have known that we were scared that they were insolvent back in, what was it, June?
Yeah, it was in the summer.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I don't trust this anymore. I'm getting off, especially after what happened with Celsius. Just like I just have no faith in this anymore. And I got our coins off, and I told all of our CT Club members to get out. If you want to see the CT Club, go check it out. The link is down below. But I'm going to get into more stuff. Okay, so Justin, BlockFi has $1 to $10 billion in liabilities, but only $256 million in cash on hand.
1 to 10 billion. That's a big spread.
Yeah, I know, but that's the numbers that are being thrown around right now because nobody really knows right now. Okay, so here's a quarrel that I have with Nick. Nick Carter here. So I respect the guy a lot. He's got some really good stuff to say, but this thing really pissed me off when he said this. If we can't purge 3AC boys, SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried, Mashinsky, Do Kwon from Luna, we don't deserve to move forward we don't deserve to move on as an industry. Good people will continue to leave because they can't morally justify participating. So Heidi went on Twitter and said, and where would they go? To an even more morally corrupt space like the traditional finance world? There will always be good people in this space. However, we knew from the beginning that centralized corruption would occur, and as this space grows, so will the corruption. So it's like, Nick, what the frick, dude? Wake up. Come on. Do you really think this space is that bad? We are incredibly transparent compared to traditional finance, and especially compared to traditional banking. I mean, Nick, grow up, buddy. I know you want attention or whatever, but come on. That was a ridiculous statement. Anyways, moving on from that. Okay, so this is BlackRock saying that things aren't that great. We are in a new macro regime where central banks are causing recessions rather than coming to the rescue. Yes. Interesting that they were actually saying that, considering they pretty much run central banks as well. They're part of it. Interesting. So next up, as I've been calling for the last couple years, 3 years, that inflation is going to be nonstop. It's not going down over the long run. And now this, to buy a medium price home in the U.S., an average person would need to make around $107,000 annually, up from $74,000 a year earlier. This is from Bloomberg. So yes, things are going to keep getting more and more expensive, even though that CPI is only 8%. No, it's way more than 8%. Way, way more. And
I think it's worth it to note that cost, they're saying you have to make $170,000 a year annually. That's probably just to qualify for a loan to purchase a house rather than to own it outright. You're basically letting the bank own it for you until you can finally afford to actually pay them off decades later.
Yes.
And who knows what that rate's going to be, in a decade or so.
Yeah. As rates continue to rise, if they do rise, if they don't pivot or whatever, then that will happen for sure. Okay. Good news with Bitcoin. All right. So the 2015-2017 bull market lasted 1,064 days. The 2017-2018 bear market lasted 364 days. 2018 and 2021 bull market lasted 1,064 days, just like back in 2015, 2017. So right now, 2021 current market low, 364 days. So have we bottomed? I don't know. A lot of people are very bearish right now. I have not seen so much bearishness ever. I mean, you have Mark Moss saying, crypto's never going to have another bull market. The guy's funny. Of course, we're going to have another bull market. Who is he kidding? Anyways, these people don't really understand crypto, but whatever, it's fine. Next up, more Americans are tapping into their 401ks for financial emergencies, with the percentage of retirement savers pulling more money for hardship spiking 24% in the past 12 months through September 30th, according to Bloomberg. Lastly, I just want to read off a really nice note from one of our CT Club members. They say, "Thank you, Toby and Heidi, for the consistent flow of information. You guys have been consistently on it with updates to the CT Club members. I deployed a ledger I bought a ledger sometime back due to your proselytizing and pulled all my funds out of FTX before things went down. Thanks for your updates. I simply don't have enough time in my schedule to keep up with the news, so I am grateful for the heavy lifting you guys do, digging in so we can get cliff notes. CT Club is hands down the best service I subscribe to, well worth the price of admission." Thank you, sir. Let's get into this news.
Hi guys, welcome to Live Crypto Tips. You guys are blowing up the live chat, so thank you so much for your participation. If you guys want to make sure that your questions are read, you can either start it off by doing like question in all caps or tagging at Crypto Tips in the comments. It'll highlight my name. Or you can also do a super chat, which is a really grateful tip that you can leave for us. And also it highlights your comment, sends it right to the top, and definitely gets our attention. So to kick this off, there's a good question here from
Dan Cryptid. What's up? Foxcoit Richardo. Just want to say hi to everybody.
Yeah. So we have a good question here from Zabodu, or it's a goofy one. Are either of you tempted for joining BitBoy and chasing down SBF? We'd rather chase down some waves.
I couldn't care less about that. I mean, what's happened with SBF has already happened. So the damage is done. There's no point of doing that. What are you going to do? Oh, I got him. Then what? What are you going to do, BitBoy? All right, another scam.
No, he's going to buy him a drink and hang out and, reminisce on old times and how they can build something new in crypto together. Probably.
I don't want to hang out with a bunch of scammers. BitBoy, SBF, all them scammers. Whatever.
It's pretty ridiculous. Same person. They also asked, BlockFi hasn't really rocked the market. Was it all priced in? Well, I mean, this is pretty new news. Definitely getting its rounds now over the past few hours. But yeah, BlockFi has been saying that they're going to have an imminent bankruptcy filing like 2 weeks ago over that. So it's probably, it's not exactly groundbreaking news. We didn't see this coming. They've been warning us about this for a while. So what do you think?
I think the smart money had seen this coming a long time ago. I mean, come on. Look at the rates that they are giving people. Even Nexo is doing 10%, 12% right now. I mean, what are they next? I don't trust Nexo. I would if Nexo went down, I wouldn't be surprised if the market's like, whatever, moved right on. Because, I mean, people are waking up to the fact that these lending platforms were way too giving in their lending. And, their percentages were crazy. So, yeah, it's just not going to last. It's not sustainable.
Yeah. Think Blue says, so just let him go. Shaking my head, talking about SBF. No, we aren't law enforcement. We don't have that type of tools or expertise to hunt someone down or, prosecute them. So actually, that's one of the things we're going to talk about today is how there's now criminal and civil investigations against FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried, obviously being closely tied to that as the CEO. It's just our point with BitBoy was, I don't even want to say his name. I don't even want to shed more light onto this. but it's just a publicity stunt, basically. It's not anything really genuine. Like, what is he actually going to do? Nothing. What?
Yeah.
Put a camera in his face?
Yeah.
And then what? He's already speaking at a huge engagement in 2 days. So, yeah, SBF has no shortage of platforms to spew his BS to still.
Yeah. So, I mean, the fact that the Bahamas, Bahamian government, whatever you're saying, is treating SBF like it is,
Don't ask me how to
is
say it.
really good advertisement for other people that want to do kind of shady business to go over to the Bahamas. So yeah, that's it's good for them. But as far as BitBoy is concerned, like we just couldn't care less what that scammer is doing. He's meaningless in this space, and hopefully nobody else follows him and takes him seriously.
A lot of people follow him. He's got like over 1 million.
I mean, but
followers.
And takes him seriously. So you can follow him for entertainment purposes, but that's cool.
Moving on.
Yes.
Enough of that. So Tony Wims says, how do you think the upcoming recession and CBDC will affect the crypto market? Good question. Well, I think it's going to, they're going to try their best to market it in a way that will make you want to participate. Very similar to some recent medical swings that they were trying to do, you know, with lotteries or like free Big Macs or lottery tickets, whatever, to get you to participate in a system that they were trying to force on people. And also it might go the other way, like what PayPal was trying to force on people, saying if you're not politically correct, basically on social media or online at all, if you're not falling in line with our narrative, we're going to take $2,500 from your account. If you don't have it in your account, we'll take it from your bank. That's just warming you up to the idea of what a CBDC will be like. And people are skeptical that they're ever going to see cryptocurrencies, or let's say at least Bitcoin, as a safe haven in that regard. But I think there's lots of people that have experienced the freedom of actually transacting in Bitcoin without a centralized third party involved. And they found it to be a very delightful experience. And for all those people, it's going to be a no-brainer what they're going to choose for. And then as more people are waking up to the type of control over their lives that a CBDC will have, especially financially, that's something that hasn't been able, just like how blockchain technology has enabled a type of freedom that's never existed before, the government's implementation of a blockchain will show how much control has never existed before either. And I think hoping people are going to be waking up to this. And there's going to be a lot of people who are passionate about it and trying to tell them the good news that there's a freedom tool out there called Bitcoin.
But it's not going to matter if people wake up to it, because what they're going to do is they're going to do legal trickery. And what they're going to do is they're going to call a CBDC legal tender. If you understand what legal tender means, is they're going to force people to use CBDCs. So say, for instance, you did a lot of work for somebody, right? Like millions of dollars for somebody, and you never wanted a CBDC. But that person is like, okay, I'm going to send you a CBDC. Where's your address or whatever? I don't want you to pay with the CBDC. And they're going to go, well, suck it up, buddy. I have a CBDC and it's legal tender. So that means you have to take it. That's what's going to happen. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. You're going to have to find people that are like-minded, essentially, to opt out of the system. Otherwise, people are going to use CBDCs because it's going to be simple, it's going to be easy, and they're going to think it's secure and stuff. So yeah, anyways.
Thank you so much, Golden Sun, for your super chat. They said patronage for general purposes. Keep up the good work, guys. And Kit Kat is on cue.
I kicked it off.
Thank you so much for that super chat. Yeah, we really appreciate it. So, okay. BlockFi, like we mentioned before, let me get this up for you guys. So BlockFi is filed for bankruptcy. And most surprising about this, yes, maybe it's already been priced in. They've certainly been warning about it for weeks. What's surprising is that the SEC is a creditor of BlockFi. No, not necessarily because they were using BlockFi or depositing funds there. It's okay. It's okay. But because, if you already forgot, the SEC slapped BlockFi with a $500 million fine for offering lending services unregistered to U.S. citizens, basically, they're U.S. users. So BlockFi still had $30 million to pay off that loan. And so because of that, they still owed the SEC at the time of this bankruptcy. And to boot, the SEC is an unsecured creditor of BlockFi. Means they're in the back of the line just like everyone else. Don't feel too bad for them. They've already made $470 million off of them, so they're not exactly hurting. That wasn't like their own money that they put into it. It's just something that, they're trying to get their grubby little hands on the profits of BlockFi.
Exactly.
Yeah. And also, like I mentioned before, too, FTX under civil and criminal investigation. So whether or not they actually find anything criminal against FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried, like they said, there's millions of creditors, there's millions of users of FTX, and just the domino effect of all the companies that were exposed to FTX, a lot of people don't like them, and they're going to want to try to get their money back as best they can. And much like with any kind of criminal investigation for, much more violent crimes, if for some reason there's a loophole or there's a mistrial or what have you, for some reason the person isn't found guilty in the criminal lawsuit, there's usually a civil lawsuit for just suing for damages. And so either way, I think Sam Bankman-Fried is going to be owing a lot of people a lot of money, and rightfully so.
For sure.
Do you know what Suzu is saying now?
What?
Crazy.
I don't know what. I haven't been keeping up with Suzu, but what's going on?
It's really interesting how, Sam Bankman-Fried is the villain of crypto. And suddenly Suzu's like, man, that was annoying. I had so many people hating me. Now the spotlight's on someone else. So now he's coming out and he's like, I've turned over a new leaf. I've learned so much from my experience. I've experienced so much growth in cryptocurrencies, or, my life so far. And he wants to start a long form video style podcast. Suzu's trying to be the next Joe Rogan, guys. And he wants to impart his wisdom of, let's see, where does it say it? Of life, belief systems, and mental health. This guy, he thinks he has anything to say about mental health or life or beliefs. What belief system does he have that he believes he should have anything to say publicly that isn't absolutely remorseful and apologetic?
Man,
an admission of guilt.
These guys are really, really bad people. But whatever,
they're testing exactly how much amnesia we have in the crypto space. That's for sure.
Ariel, thank you for the $5.
Oh yeah. Oh, no comment, just a tip. Thank you so much.
You,
Think Blue also asked, do you think the majority of crypto will be declared unregistered securities? Will most of them go away after this? Is ETH a security? The main thing that you have to pay attention to is that, number one, the cat's out of the bag about cryptocurrencies. Number two, yes, a lot of money coming from cryptocurrency is coming from the US, but the SEC only has jurisdiction over that one little country. They are not global. They can't affect anyone outside of the US. So even with Ripple and this SEC case that they're going after, they're already starting to be like, okay, we're going to start moving out of the US just in case. We're going to start having offices out of the US. And if every cryptocurrency is declared a security, then no cryptocurrencies are going to be based in the US. And they're going to go other places that are much more welcoming and have clear legislation for them to follow.
And what have I been telling everybody for the last couple of years?
Renounce your citizenship?
No. I've been saying that the crypto industry would be so tiny in the United States compared to the rest of the world. And if you look at what's happening, I forgot which countries are doing this, but there's a lot of countries out there that are saying ETH is not a security. But the U.S. is, I don't know, no, the U.S. is shooting themselves in the foot. They are literally running away or pushing away the greatest financial evolution in the history of the world.
But no, they say they're for innovation.
Yes. That's it. If you guys believe that the SEC is really for regulation, man,
the land of the free.
I feel bad for you. Yeah.
No, that's not the case.
Definitely not. That's one of the reasons why, we renounced our U.S. citizenship because we understood way back when, back in 2016, 17, that this would be happening, and we escaped, which is great. Now we can be involved with the crypto as much as we want anywhere in the world, and that's perfectly fine with me. I can still visit my family, which is great because I have German citizenship, and yeah, bring it on.
Yeah. Paul asks, any update on Genesis and Grayscale? Not yet. I'm eagerly awaiting that. And honestly, I think if there is the other shoe to drop, it would be that after FTX. What was it, 3 or 4 days ago, they announced that they're meeting with another firm to analyze all of their options, including bankruptcy. So I think that they're being very meticulous, and they are doing so because they are a huge player in this space. Who they're lending to, the amount of money they're dealing with, who they're custodians for, it would be a very, very big deal if they had to declare bankruptcy, and how that would affect Grayscale is equally huge. So yeah, I can't wait for something to come out about it. I think it's going to be big either way. If it comes out that they don't declare bankruptcy, maybe that's the positive news to push us back up out of this bear market. Who knows?
I think that's the case. I think if there's clarity and it's not as bad news as people think, and with Genesis, then I think we're gonna go head back up. But that's just me. I've been wrong in the past, but I do think that this is a huge cloud overhanging this space right now, especially for old money in this space. They have a lot in Genesis.
Yeah. Uriel here is asking, please confirm, did Toby send me a DM?
No.
If he was asking about your cryptocurrency investments or whatever, he has a special opportunity for you. It is a scammer 100%. Usually that is the number one easiest way to identify it. If they are sending you a message asking you about crypto, or like they've never messaged you before. I mean, honestly, we are busy enough as it is managing this website, managing our membership, and just having a life outside of that, feeding ourselves, cleaning up after ourselves, and trying to have any kind of fun that we can in the meantime. We don't have the time to reach out to the now 180,000 plus followers that we have on this channel, let alone our other social medias. So it's not arrogance, it's just logistics that we don't need to do that. That's what our YouTube channel is for. All of our official communications and everything are always listed in our video descriptions. And I guarantee you, if you compare the username to who you're communicating with anything linked in our videos, it will not be the same name because it's a scammer. So be warned. Okay.
Ebonics 33. Thank you, sir. Or ma'am. Do you think that XRP will beat the SEC? ETH had ICO, by the way, not Ripple. Well, let's see, because of what happened with Library. That's interesting, that the fact that they lost that case, that's not looking good for anybody. So yeah, it's the government against the people, essentially. So, I mean, who's going to win?
Yeah.
Government usually wins. But I really thought that the SEC, or that Ripple has had a winning case. Let's see what happens, because I know that one thing about Ripple is that a lot of people don't know is that the Federal Reserve has a branch called the Fed Now, and that is using Ripple as a bridging currency. So they're testing Ripple right now. And, that's going to be used for a CBDC. They're not going to be using Ripple. They're going to test the chain to see how they can build their own blockchain that will be closed source. But they're using Ripple right now. So who knows if that's going to be favorable for them, because they're allowing the Fed now to use Ripple. I don't know. So it's up in there, and it's anybody's guess at this point.
Yeah. Golden Sun, thank you so much for the super chat. They say legal tender equals third party 100. Thumbs up, sunshine.
Yeah, legal tender is pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
That's a very, very dangerous term right there. A lot of people don't understand what that means. So that's why I explained it in the beginning of this.
Mr. Punisher 77 asks, what are your thoughts on crypto in Africa? I mean, we've been through Africa. In 2017, we did a tour, like not a tourist tour.
We busted
literally
through
were
the
busing
East
through
Africa, like through Zimbabwe.
because you'd rather take the bus than an airplane because those were sketchy.
Seriously, true story.
But so yeah, we had a very boots on the ground, authentic moment in Africa for like 2 months basically, and we've witnessed both the lack of infrastructure of very basic things in Africa, obviously, and also ways that people have been creative to work around that. Like everyone has a cell phone, everyone has access to Wi-Fi basically, but it's really difficult for them to have access to a bank account because they don't have the right paperwork to qualify for the identifying documents. So there's absolutely a need and a reason for crypto to take off in Africa. But part of me is skeptical that it would happen just because of again, the lack of other infrastructures that we probably take for granted in more developed countries to help facilitate things like this, even just like, just communication sharing. I mean, there's definitely a lot of people who are aware of crypto in Africa and are interested in it. And I hope that they can help build out the systems that they know how it can work within their own society because no one knows it better than the locals. Another super chat. Thank you so much, Dunder Funder. He says, do you peeps hold VeChain? If so, why? Otherwise, why not? We used to hold VeChain.
We used to hold VeChain.
That was an old one.
VeChain should do really well. I think it's like in the 30s right now in terms of market cap. The volume's ridiculous last time I checked, so it's like 53 million. And yeah, they're still building, so that's positive. As far as like what we've been doing with our portfolio is we've been decreasing the amount of coins that we've had because the last time we had like over 100 different coins and we needed to scale back, and it's not healthy to have all these coins that I'm trying to keep
especially not in a bear market. Like altcoins in a bear market are absolutely dropping 90%, period. I don't care what coin it is.
Even VeChain.
It's dropping like a rock every time. Another question, thoughts on if Elon will involve a crypto with Twitter? Probably, but from what we've been hearing about all of the mass exodus happening from the employees of Twitter, and not just, day-to-day basic positions like lead engineers and coders for Twitter that were behind a lot of the big projects that were being maintained. So I think there's a lot of dust that needs to settle first before Elon can even, advance forward in what he wants to develop with Twitter. I think he's got to figure out how to do just the basic fundamentals of that new new thing right now. So also, I'm glad you brought up Elon Musk because I saw this and I thought it was absolutely ridiculous, guys. There is a $600,000 statue of Elon Musk, not ordered by Elon Musk, but by his avid fans. And they probably have ulterior motives because they're also behind a cryptocurrency token called Elon Goat Token, EGT. And so they built a 30-foot, 12,000 pound metal statue of Elon Musk, part of a publicity stunt of the meme coin Elon Goat Token. If you want to know what it looks like, here we go. It's pretty ugly. That's it.
Are you kidding?
Elon face on, I guess, a goat. It kind of looks like, it doesn't look like a goat. It looks like a wiener dog.
They spent $600,000
It looks
on
like
that?
a wiener dog, doesn't it? Riding a rocket ship called Proof of Memes. Elon Goat EGT Pro with a QR code and everything. So someone spent $600,000 on this for a meme coin in a bear market. So you guys,
maybe we need to go down further.
If you ever, if you ever were wondering if crypto is dead, we have people like this. And not to mention the fact, if I was Elon Musk and someone made a statue over me that I didn't know about, like, I'd have to be pumping the brakes. That's like, he's idolatry status. That's scary. Yeah. No one I don't want anyone to make a statue of me ever.
Anyways, let's get it going here.
What else? What? Oh, okay. So these other two news stories I was going to talk about, just wrapping up real quick here at the end. A perfect example of, yet again, I feel bad for anyone who's new to crypto and they're susceptible to these price predictions that come out every day differently from different people. For example, we have this one saying Bitcoin will teleport to 14,000 or worse if Bitcoin breaks $16,000. And at the same time, within minutes of each other, this article was published saying analyst who called May 2021 crypto collapse says Bitcoin on the verge of recovering. So Bitcoin is going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to stay the same. It's going to keep existing, period. That's all you need to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that we are very close to bottoming if we haven't bottomed already. I mean, I said that back in when it reached 17,500, but you don't know, because if FTX didn't blow up, yeah, I think we'd be doing much better, especially now that the S&P has been rising. Bonds have been stabilizing, and yeah, that's like really positive for the broader market. But the reason why crypto got slammed is because of SBF. So yeah, oh well, that's things you gotta to think about. Everybody's calling for a black swan, and a black swan happened, which is pretty wild. That makes me think, is it really a black swan? Jeez.
Is it a pigeon?
Yeah.
What is that?
So should we go over Terry Duffy?
Yeah.
Should we do this tomorrow?
No, we'll do it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Because I need to make it. This is crazy. This is
the video I was referencing before in the video talking about Terry Duffy, and he's from the CME and how he had a Freudian slip of talking about the CBDC.
That's not a Freudian slip, because things like that, it has to bribe.
You think he did it on purpose?
No, I think he.
It's an accident, I think. Because he quickly.
Okay, fine, maybe.
So here's the audio for it. Here, put it with your microphone.
Okay, let's see if I can get this.
It doesn't need to be, just on your microphone. Just do the audio.
Yeah, I'm trying. Oh, sorry, guys.
Okay.
Is it not going to work? It's on, there we go. Play it.
You assessed his character and his vibe because you met with him in person, but you also assessed
Can you hear it?
The fundamentals of his company as someone involved in business would. Why did none of the regulators do that? Where was Gary Gensler?
Well, I don't know where Gary Gensler was, but my regulator at the CFTC, I asked them, why in the world are you in...
Bribe. He said bribe because that's exactly what he did. That's what...
The guy at the CFTC that I bribed.
Gosh, that's what happened. See, this is why I tell people call me so extreme. And it's like, it gives me fire in my belly when they say I'm extreme.
Regulators aren't corrupt.
No,
they don't take bribes.
This is about the entire political system, whether you're in the US, whether you're in Europe, everywhere. Unless you're paying millions or billions, your vote does not count. Simple as that. It doesn't take brain science.
You can vote with your money. That's what they listen
to figure that out.
What is it? Money talks and BS walks.
Exactly.
And CME figure that out too.
Yeah. Bribe. So that's what happens. So if you want to make a difference in your country, you got to bribe. Otherwise, you have a revolt and take it over like in 1776. But people don't know how to use that common sense right now.
Well, that's all we have for you guys today. Thank you so much. Do you have one more thing you want to talk about? Usually right at the end, you got one more little
Not really. I mean, we just have to wait till to see what happens with Genesis to see if where the market's going to be heading. Hopefully we get some positive news. That would be great if we can end this bear market finally. If not, at least we'll be able to pick up some cheaper sats, and I will definitely be posting more trade alerts if that happens. I've been giving my market updates lately, and yeah, I think that the market is definitely going to spike up crazy when we're ending this bear market, and it's going to leave a lot of people on the sidelines. So this is why there's people like Capo or whatever that are famous bear market.
Oh, but he's quitting crypto, so we don't have to worry about it.
Oh, okay. Oh, is he? Okay.
He's been disillusioned.
Okay.
Dan Cryptid had a really good point here. I think it's a good one to end on. He says, not bothered about spotting exact bottoms when dollar cost averaging. Exactly. You're not stressed. You're stacking sats. You're sitting pretty in the long term, and you are not stressed, which In this day and age, avoiding stress is an art form, and dollar cost averaging, I think, is an excellent way to do that.
Exactly. I've been dollar cost averaging for over a decade now. And yeah, people thought I was nuts for actually not taking profit on Bitcoin, especially during when it went to 20,000. So you know what? I don't care what other people think of me. And that's what I know where Bitcoin's going to be heading in the future. It's the most secure network in the world. It is the most sought after crypto in the world, and it's going to make a huge difference. And the best part about it is governments still don't understand how dangerous it is to them. So keep that in mind.
Thank you, Stacy and Brandon, for the super chat. They say, thoughts on Solana, survive or no? I just did a video on it yesterday. I highly recommend you check it out. Just go to our YouTube channel here and click on the videos.
Alameda Research
right there yesterday
owns just over 13% of Solana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a good look.
Well, only 13. Here's our deal. I disagree with Heidi on this because, I mean, first off, I think that 13%, okay, whatever. That's fine. If they have to dump it on the market so it dumps to $5, sweet. I'm going to buy some more. You know what I mean? A lot of people are saying Solana is dead, but they are still building. They have incredible amounts of transactions for them. Their NFT space is blowing up as well. And yeah, I don't think it's going to be going away. So, we have more.
Thank you. Sorry, Archer, for letting us know. We did miss some super chats, and we do apologize.
Jeez, sorry, guys.
Really quick, I'm going to go through these as fast as possible. Dab S, how is SEC BlockFi creditor? I missed something. Basically, what happened was the SEC gave BlockFi a $500 million fine last year, or very recently, basically, and BlockFi had not paid off that debt yet. They still have $30 million to repay the SEC. So now that they've declared bankruptcy, that makes the SEC their unsecured creditor to the tune of $30 million. Oh, do you guys hold Mulliver's X, formerly known as Elrond? Great tech. They renamed that.
They did?
Apparently.
I
We're not
didn't
holding
know.
it. We're not. We used to, but that was one of the coins that we purged for this bear market. But it's not something that we're against checking out again. If you're in the CT Club, you'll know all of our trade alerts and what we get into. Fizbin, is it better to renounce or to hold dual if you can? I was born in the U.S. but can get Italian citizenship through lineage. I mean, I think at the bare minimum, however you can get your hands on a second citizenship is a good thing to pursue, just so you have that in your back pocket. Those usually take much longer to acquire rather than to renounce. But that being said, you have to it's a big decision, and you have to make that in your own time.
It depends on what you want to do in life. If you're a business person and you want to start businesses in crypto, especially overseas or whatever, then definitely renouncing a U.S. citizenship is a great idea. But if you have family or whatever in the United States, then that might be something you need to juggle with. So we really had to, it's not an easy decision. You have to think about, okay, this is permanent, and, am I still willing to go along with it? And yeah, I thought, because our lives are around crypto all the time, there's just no point of being in the US with their heavy-handed regulations. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Okay, that's going to wrap it up. We've come to our time here on the live stream. Thank you, everyone, genuinely, for being in the live chat. We guys love your interactions, and we hope that you guys appreciate these live streams and being able to ask your questions. Toby and I thoroughly enjoy this. So thank you so much. We'll be back. No, you guys, we're going to miss next live stream Monday. I'm coming to Paris for a Ledger event. So I fly on Monday. So sorry. Announcing it here. We will not have a live stream on Monday. Maybe I'll hold it on Sunday instead. Maybe I'll do that. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
One last question. What do you think of FTM, Phantom? So they did come, they were really transparent with what they're holding right now. And I think that's why it jumped about 6.8% today. So yeah, I think that's very positive news for Phantom. I am looking at that closely. So I'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you guys.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.